Hey everybody. Good evening. How you doing? My name's Manny Vitale from Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. And I was on earlier. And those of you who saw me and heard me said that I was going to be coming back on later tonight um, and to discuss upcoming stories, upcoming shows that are going to be happening. And I was letting you know that there is definitely a doozy. This story that we're going to be covering is it's very intense, and it's about someone that I really am just getting to know. But at the same time, we always hear you could know someone your whole life and feel like you never even really knew them. And then there's people that come into your life that you feel a connection that you've known them your whole life. In the last couple days, that has happened with such intensity with me, with a couple individuals. And in the last few months, it's definitely happened with me throughout my fighter war, throughout the wolf pack, and through social media and the people that I've met. And it's been incredible. And this is just showing you, you all know that my faith is what carries me through. And it's God's will that things happen at God's time. And I thoroughly believe that there are no coincidences, that things happen when it's meant to be, when it's God's time. And in the last few days, I met a couple individuals that have proven that. And from all along, I said I had this passion, this intensity for a reason, that wanting to start this new page, to wanting to start the new podcast, Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. And it was more than just wanting to start a page. Uh, I can't explain it, but as you guys saw, I mean, I was coming on over and over again, and my it was always the same. I felt that there were so many people that I was having contact with that felt that they weren't being heard, and I remember I from the first time I said I was going to start this show, I said this is specifically for those who feel that their voices have been taken away. And I wanted to let everyone know that if you feel that way, that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. That's why my the wolf pack is here. So you do have a voice. And this has never been so true as in the last couple days. I had the pleasure of meeting somebody at the cemetery where my dad is. And I go all the time. You guys know that. I go do the Stations of the Cross. And I met a guy that works there. And he saw me at the stations and just made a comment. He's like, "Well, you come here a lot, brother." And I smiled, laughed, and I said, "And I need it." And we kind of laughed and just stopped and just started to talk. And one of those things where you just click. Next thing you know, he introduced himself, and we start talking. And next thing you know, we're talking about, I ended up, of course, talking about my fight our war in the wolf pack and different things. I always talk about you guys and our family. And lo and behold, within minutes, he starts telling me about a family member who could use our help and who became part of our family. And it was just the beginning, because uh, I left, and then later that night, I get a text message from him, and it was a text, and he sent me a video of a person who was interviewed on Channel 4 regarding the shooting and death of this of her son. I had no idea who this person was or what it was even about. He said, please watch this. It's the third story in. He said, this is a friend of mine, and it's regarding her son. And that's all I knew. So I watched it. To say that it took my breath away is an understatement. I felt this intense urge, necessity that I had to talk to this woman. And so I talked to him, to the friend that I just met. And he said that she's there every day at the gravesite of her son, and explained some things that were happening. And so I offered to help and talk with her. Yeah, I said, please give her my number. And he did. And she texted me. And next thing you know, we called each other and talked. And it was like talking to an old lost friend, a family member that I haven't talked to in a while. It was a very strange feeling. And we talked about what happened. And by the end of the phone call, I knew that this was meant to be. I was meant to meet this gentleman the day before. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he sends me this text message about this woman that was at the cemetery visiting her son. And it was all because of the violence and what happened, and all the things that happened afterwards, that her voice not being heard and getting this story out there, voices not being heard, all of this. And it was like, oh my God, if that's not God's wink, if that's not God's will, then I don't know what it is. So we talked, and I said that we were going to do everything we can, and we will do everything to get her son's story out there. And he will not ever be forgotten. The woman's name that I met is Shawn Hunt. She is the mother of Jason Hunt, who goes by Marley. Marley was born on November 6th, 1996, and loved music. He was a musician, a rapper, an artist. And the stories that I heard from his mom, it was like I knew him. Well, on January 14th of this year, their lives changed. Jason was on his way to the studio in Pontiac, and was involved in a shooting by an individual he did not know, and the individual did not know him either. It was a senseless, cowardly act of murder. Jason was shot multiple times at point blank range and died. That morning, Shawn said goodbye and I love you to her son before he left. That was the last time she saw or talked to her son. His brother, that was the last time that they saw him. Jason, Marley. Well, the story isn't going to end there. Senseless violence happens every day. We can't take that away. It happens. It's a fact of life, unfortunately. But people like Shawn, victims like Jason, their stories have got to be heard and not silenced and not pushed under the rug. That's not going to happen. So for things that were meant to be, I'm so blessed and honored that Shawn has entrusted this in me. And this is going to be done with the utmost respect for this young man, 27 years old. And the love and respect that he had for others and his mother and the hugs that she got every day. I'm telling you, the stories that we talked for a short time. And it's the intensity that I felt after talking to Shawn was I have never felt in my life the pure mother's love I could feel through the phone. The uh, the pain, the anger, the loneliness, the emptiness mixed in with the unconditional love that I felt that she explained to me about Jason, about Marley, um, was just incredible. So this is going to be a very intense story. This is not going to be a one and done having her on the show, and that's it. What we're going to do is we're actually meeting tomorrow, and we're formulating a plan, and we are going to bring this tragedy to light. There's no way to make sense of something so senseless, but there's a way to bring something positive out of something so negative. I've never met Sean yet. We were supposed to meet today, but things happened, but we talked again today. We're meeting tomorrow. I feel that I know her through just the conversation and the intensity and the raw emotion in our conversation that we had. And this is going to be something that we are going to be discussing. Um, it's basically going to be the life and death of Jason Hunt Marley, and hopefully bring something positive into this terrible tragedy. This is it's going to be more than a one part show. It's going to be a series. We are going to do this very. Uh, I don't even have the words right now. I mean, this is something that when you look at the timing that everything has happened in the last week or so, last couple of weeks of starting this new show, and I had this strange feeling, and things happen for a reason. Why, what, and when is out of our control. And well, you know what? Now I know the why, the what, and when, because I was meant to meet Sean and hear about Jason, and and to share this story. And that's what we're going to do. So I really hope that you guys stay tuned to this, and share this journey. I have no idea, not a clue what to expect. Not a clue. Um, Going into this completely, actually completely blind with my eyes wide open. And I know that doesn't make any sense, but right now, actually at this moment, nothing really does, except for this was meant to be. And the few times that we did talk today and yesterday, as I said already, this was meant to be. And again, I just want to thank Sean for entrusting me to do this journey, to go on this journey with her. She went through all the channels that um, she could do as a mother after this happened to get Jason's story out there. And unfortunately, and you can see, well, it was old. If you go, I believe it's Channel 4, and I guess if you could Google that, you might be able to pull it up and see it. If you can, please do. Um, you can Google, and I'm guessing on this because I should have asked her. This is all just coming to me right now as I'm talking, because you guys know that I plan absolutely nothing and I don't have a script. So, um, but I'm just kind of thinking as I go here, because I really would love for you guys to see this incredible woman's strength, love for Jason, and the interview she did. And so again, Jason Hunt is her son's name. It happened in Pontiac on January 14th of this year. If you go and you can find that news footage of her interview, I highly suggest you do so. You are going to, for anybody that has been in her situation, as far as a parent, a loved one, or anyone who has lost somebody to senseless violence, especially a mother going through this type of pain, seeing her interview, hearing her demeanor, hearing the way she conducted herself and talked about this and talked about the whole situation is the incredible strength that I mean, she is incredible. That saying, don't mess with Mama Bear. Well, I have a feeling tomorrow I'm going to be meeting Mama Bear. In fact, it's not a feeling. I know I am, that I know I'm going to be. And so please, if you get a chance, Google that, Jason Hunt. And this happened in Pontiac at a music studio that he was going to on January 14th. And hopefully you can get a chance to see the interview. She did reach out to other dignitaries, other officials, other political people within Pontiac, locally, and throughout the state of Michigan, to try to get assistance, to let her voice get heard even more about these senseless acts. And um, she got some help, uh, some, and actually some of the things that I found out today were, let's just say, upsetting to say the least. As far as the feedback and the way it was handled was, I feel, very disrespectful towards Sean Hunt and her family. And so I promise Sean that that is not going to happen here. She's got this camera, she's got this microphone as long as she wants, and her voice will be heard, and her story will be told. Jason's voice will not be silenced ever. And so she's again, I can't thank you enough, Sean, for this opportunity to go on this journey with you and share your story. So there you go, folks. Uh, it just goes to show that with all my madness and all the crazy things that come out of my mouth, uh, you know, that things do happen for a reason. And, it's a journey that we've all been on in our lives. It's a hell of a journey. And by the grace of God, I'm still here. And, sometimes, with that called survivor's remorse, you kind of feel guilty when you look around, you see family and friends and people that are no longer here, and you're like, why me? And with all of you who know my situation, the things that I faced, and, not just one blessing, but the many that I've received in my life, to still be on God's green earth and still be breathing, still be above ground, is a blessing. And I remember I had a doctor one time tell me afterwards, he said, Manny, he goes, you're here for a reason. And then at the Father Solana Center that I go to, I was talking to one of the priests and explaining everything, as I always do, about what we do here in our family, and then explaining all the blessings that I've received. And again, just looking at me with dismay, said the same thing. He said, son, you're here for a reason. God has plans for you. And I am so grateful for these opportunities, and I do not take them lightly. And it truly is a blessing, and to be able to do this. So thank you guys for listening, and I really look forward to sharing this story with all of you. And I know, the love, the support that all of you have being in our family, that we have shown towards each other and all those who are in need, that we will all open our arms around Sean and her siblings and her family, to walk this walk, to walk on this journey together, because I don't know what's going to happen, but I know we're going to do it together with strength and love and faith. And like I said, we're going to make sure that both their voices, that, you know, Sean Hunt, the mother, and Jason, the son, their voices and their stories are going to be heard. And we're going to share that with the world. So thank you guys again. And I will keep you updated. We are meeting tomorrow, as I said, at 4 o'clock to really get the details as far as the how, what, where, why, how, everything is going to start tomorrow. And, we will go from there. And what I will do is, once we have everything in place, we'll come on here and, well, you know me, you can't shut me up anyways. I'm coming on here no matter what. But now it's going to be a lot more, with a lot more detailed information on this uh, very touching story. And I look forward to this journey with all you guys. So thank you again. I hope you have a great night, and give all those loved ones a kiss goodnight. Tell them you love them. And to Sean Hunt, and to your son, to your family, and to Jason, this is just the beginning. And I look forward to this journey with you. So until tomorrow, guys, yeah, I love you, and keep fighting the good fight.